All right, everybody. So Levi Walker here. Hi, welcome to the first little episode in my course on how to get badass headshots every time. And in this video, I'm going to talk about 6 steps to an amazing headshot session. Got my little notes over here, so I'm going to refer back and forth. But, over the past 11 years, I have been shooting thousands of people. And, well, that sounds really obnoxious, about 3,000 people. And I always see the same patterns, and I always see, and I always say the same exact things to everyone. So this is a perfect time for you guys to kind of preemptive before you ever walk into a headshot photographer's studio, already know what you're doing and how to do it. So the first thing is to make sure that the photographer that's shooting your headshots makes money doing headshots every day for a living. For a living. There are people in New York and LA and Vegas and Chicago and Seattle. There are people all over the country and the world who know how to shoot headshots for performers. And you've got to find someone who does that. And the reason is because they are usually generally up on what's trending, what agents need, what agents like, what's working, what casting directors like. And they also understand what the market needs. So some markets might need studio lighting, which is kind of similar to what you're looking at now. I mean, it's video, and some markets might just love natural light. Like LA loves natural light. New York is a mixture. There's a lot of different things that are happening out there, and every agent or casting director has got a completely different viewpoint. And it's very important for the photographer that you go to work with actually does this every single day, so they know all of this stuff, and also so they know they don't waste your time. That when you go in, they're going to be knowing exactly what they're doing. I always say this, and I'm going to repeat this several times in this course. In the equation of me and my client, right? I am the constant, the client is the variable. So when you're talking about getting headshots, right? So let's say you walk into my studio, right? So I'm the constant in that equation because I do it all the time. You're the variable, which means you need to be really prepared. It means 2 things. You need to be really prepared when you walk in the door, but also that you have to trust what's about to happen. You have to trust what's going on. You have to trust how the photographer directs you with your wardrobe, with your hair and makeup, with all of that kind of stuff. And if they screw it up, you know what? They need to reshoot you. That's kind of how it works. The second thing is that always follow your agency recommendations. And this kind of goes back to number 1. Your agent knows what's working. So if you don't have an agent, then find someone then it's even more important that you shoot with someone who has a lot of experience shooting headshots. Do not call your mama's next door neighbor. Do not call your aunt or your uncle that has a camera. Do not use your iPhone. Do not use your iPhone for your headshots. And number 3, pay good money for your headshots. Okay. I know this sounds, kind of obnoxious because I charge a lot of money for my headshots. At least I think I do. There are people that charge a lot more than me, but you need to pay good money for your headshots. You need to have headshots done the right way, and you should expect somewhere between $400 to $1,200 plus hair and makeup, retouching, and prints. And here's the thing: people who are young and starting out and are waiting tables, or their parents are supporting them, or they're working at a bar. They're just like, oh my God, it's just so much money. But the thing that you're not considering or realizing in the perspective of the entire process, you have to really take a look at is that you're a business. You are a small business. You're not just some kid on a stage or in an audition room going, God, I hope I get it. That's not how it works anymore. There's too many people. There's too many variables. There's everything from people who have more experience than you to people who have more Instagram followers than you. It is not a joke. So you have to treat this like you're a business. Treat this like a business. And I'm sorry, but spending $1,000 to start up a business is not a bad thing. If you need to work for 3 months to save up $1,000, work for 3 months and save up $1,000, but do it the right way. Okay, number 4. Only use headshot labs and retouches to print your headshots exactly like your agent says. So this is kind of self-explanatory. I offer prints through a lab in LA. There's lots of prints in LA. In Seattle, I know of some. In Nashville, there's some. Atlanta, there's some. New York, there's plenty of headshot printers, but always get them done the right way. how your agent wants them. Because to be honest with you, some agents don't want prints. Some agents do. Some people think it's a great idea. Some people think it's a pointless idea. A lot of it will depend on your market too. I mean, if you're a voiceover artist, you don't necessarily need to have a headshot print, but you do need to have a headshot for submission for digitally. All right, so research. Number 4 is research and know exactly what you plan to wear in your shoot. Bring at least 3 to 4 options of each look. So many clients come in the door and never do this. And they open up a suitcase and it is filled with all the wrong clothes and they have no idea what to do. And it generally takes me an extra half hour to kind of go through wardrobe and pick stuff out. And the one thing that you have to know is that when you don't come in prepared, I have to do my assessment of you and your type based on what I see and nothing about your talent, right? I can say, okay, I mean, granted, with some people, with some dancers, I can go, okay, point your foot. Okay, you have a good point. Can you pull your leg up to your ear? Okay, that's good. And what kind of styles do you like? Okay, do this, this, and this. Okay, now I know what you can how I can market you based on your capabilities. But really, I mean, it really is limiting. So you don't want to like trip over your suitcase for lack of a better explanation. You don't want to trip over your suitcase while you're at your shoot because you've got all the wrong clothes in your bag, right? It's always better if you come in, if you know what you're talking about, you know what you're doing, and you come in and you've got 3 or 4 options for each look that you're going to shoot. So whenever you go in, a look is a wardrobe change. So for me in my business, if I'm wearing this shirt and this scarf, and then I want to take this scarf and this shirt off and do a headshot in that's a different look, and I charge for that. And I'll get into that in another video later. But that's number 4. Know exactly what you plan to wear in your photo shoot. Bring 3 to 4 options. Know your type. Okay. Make sure your clothes are clean, fresh, and ironed. If I see one more client come through my door with their clothes in a little plastic grocery bag, I am going to hurl. Okay, I'm gonna let that go. But that is my biggest challenge, because then they get bitchy and mean when I tell them you're gonna have to pay an extra $25 just to retouch the wrinkles off your t-shirt. It's just kind of ridiculous. Okay, so when you're at your shoot, it's also number 7, it's also important to always give feedback. If you're not happy with something, let the photographer do what they're doing. And if they're good and they give you lots of direction, then they should be stopping you where you think, and shifting your look a little bit. So trust them a little bit. But if you've done this before and you're experienced, you know what you're doing, then don't be afraid to give them a little something different, right? And at the same time, when you're looking at pictures and you're like, I don't know if my hair works in this, or I don't know if that shirt, if I like that shirt, or if I don't, or if how, my makeup is, or something with my makeup, always just kind of after that first look, always make sure you look and approve everything. I always ask my clients every single time, do you approve of this? Do you like this? Do we need to reshoot anything? Because it's always better and easier to fix some hair, a messed up hair, or fix some makeup than it is to have to deal with you walking away from your shoot going, oh, I just spent all my money and like I didn't get a headshot that I liked. There's nothing worse to me than that, or any headshot photographer. There's nothing worse than that. We're not your enemy. We're your friend. We want to see you succeed. We're your supporters. So when doing this, you've got to make sure that that you are happy when you walk out the door. You've got to have a smile on your face. If people are looking at their pictures and they're not like going, oh, wow, then I always ask what's wrong, because I want to make sure, I want to make sure that when they walk out the door, they're going to, go on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram and go, I just had the most amazing headshot session. That's what I want. Okay. Number 8, it's the last one. Get creative and explore during your shoot. So I wrote this the other night and I think it's really important. It's okay to take a bad picture. In fact, I encourage it. You can't have a real perspective on what you look like in the camera until you see what actually works. That's why you have a camera to see yourself, what you look like on camera in acting class. That's why you have a mirror in the dance studio. That's why you have an audio recorder recording your vocals. So you can hear and see what you look like. So if you go in and do a photo shoot and you think, oh my God, I look good like this, right? And I'm gonna look at the camera like this the whole time, right? and that's not your good side, and the photographer's not directing you, then guess what? You ended up with a whole shoot filled with bad pictures, right? And that's not what we want here. Again, headshot photographers are there to support you, not to take all your money. You got to remember that. So I also say, remember, it's all in the eyes. So it's all about that connection in the eyes. If you want to know more about that, check out my video. It's on my Facebook page, and it's called, it's like Nailing That Commercial Shot with Bonnie Story. It's really good. And you get a hands-on training watching me shoot the famous Bonnie Story. She's an amazing choreographer. So anyway, that's my 8 steps that I think that you should make sure that you do when you're, every time you're looking for a headshot photographer. So do me a favor, drop some comments, send me some comments, send me your feedback. Let me know if this is good. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
One of the biggest problems I see in the industry today is that people don't understand the power or necessity of having great headshots. When people are first starting out, they have this amazing vision of where they'd like to end up, but they don't have any tools to get them there or know how to get there. My name is Levi Walker, and for the past 11 years, I've been shooting headshots for actors, singers, dancers, and performers. My clients have appeared on just about every major network, in Oscar-winning films, Tony Award-winning Broadway shows, and traveled the world with the biggest music artists of our generation. And I've learned a lot. Throughout my career, I've found myself repeating the same information to client and client, all of the industry insider secrets that I've learned. And it occurred to me that this is information that every performer needs to hear. So I created Badass Headshots, the ultimate guide to getting the best headshots for your career. This course is absolutely free, and I'm incredibly happy to take what I've learned and pour my wisdom and knowledge into your life and career. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you inside Badass Headshots.